Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Voices podcast. My name is Lucas, and it's a real pleasure to be here with you today. This podcast is a calm and comfortable space where we talk about everyday life, simple experiences in the small moments that often go unnoticed.
Hey everyone, I'm Mary, and I'm really happy you're listening to us today. Now, let's get into today's episode and enjoy this moment together.
Have you ever noticed how going out to buy food is supposed to be something simple, but somehow it almost never is? I was thinking about that today because I went to the supermarket planning to buy only 3 things, and I still came back home with a bag full of things I never planned to buy. It made me wonder if that happens to everyone, or if I just completely lose control the moment I enter a grocery store.
That is actually a great question, because I think almost everyone experiences that at some point. There is something about walking into a place full of options, colors, smells, and promotions that makes your brain switch from logical mode to emotional mode. You start thinking about what you feel like eating instead of what you actually need, and suddenly you are holding snacks you didn't even know you wanted 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. And what is funny is that I always tell myself I will be different next time. I say I will make a list, follow the list, and leave the store quickly. But when I get there, I start remembering things I forgot to put on the list, or I see something on promotion, or I suddenly imagine myself cooking something new, and then the plan is gone.
I think part of that happens because supermarkets are designed to make you stay longer. They put the essential items like bread and milk far away from the entrance, so you have to walk through everything else first. And while you are walking, you see products you didn't plan to buy, and your brain starts negotiating with you.
That makes so much sense, because I always go there thinking I will just go in and out quickly, but I end up walking through almost every aisle. And sometimes I don't even remember why I went to a specific aisle in the first place. It becomes almost automatic, like my brain is on autopilot.
That autopilot feeling is very real. I notice it especially when I'm tired or hungry. If I go shopping when I am hungry, I buy way more food than I need, and usually it is not even the healthiest food. It's like my brain is trying to solve hunger immediately instead of thinking about the whole week.
I learned that lesson the hard way. One time I went grocery shopping right after work, and I hadn't eaten anything for hours. I bought so many snacks and ready-to-eat meals, and later I realized I barely bought ingredients to cook actual meals. It was like my brain only cared about fast comfort food.
There is actually something psychological happening there. When you are hungry, your brain is more focused on immediate reward, so you are more likely to choose food that is fast, easy, and satisfying. Planning for future meals becomes less important in that moment.
That explains why I sometimes regret my shopping choices the next day. I open the fridge and think, why did I buy this? It's almost like another version of me made those decisions, and now I have to deal with them.
I think everyone has that experience at least once. Another interesting thing is how packaging affects choices. If something looks premium or healthy or trendy, people are more likely to buy it, even if they don't know if they will like it.
Oh, that is so true. I've bought things just because the packaging looked beautiful or modern. Sometimes I don't even know what the product really tastes like, but the design makes me feel like it must be good.
And sometimes those products are good, but sometimes they are not. And then you feel slightly disappointed, but you still keep doing it again next time because the experience of discovering something new feels exciting.
I think that is one of the hidden emotional parts of buying food. It's not just about survival or nutrition. It's also about comfort, curiosity, reward, and sometimes even stress relief. Buying food can feel like giving yourself something positive after a hard day.
That emotional connection with food is very strong. Some foods are connected to memories, family traditions, or specific moments in life. So when you see those foods, you are not just buying ingredients, you are buying feelings.
I notice that especially with bakery sections. The smell of fresh bread immediately makes me feel calm and safe. Even if I already have bread at home, I feel tempted to buy fresh bread just because of how it makes me feel emotionally.
Smell is one of the strongest triggers for memory and emotion. Supermarkets know that, and that is why bakery sections are often placed near entrances or central areas. They want people to associate the store with comfort and freshness.
It is interesting how something as simple as buying food actually involves psychology, emotions, habits, and even marketing strategies. When you think about it deeply, it's not a simple task at all.
And there is also the social part of it. Sometimes people buy food thinking about others. family members, partners, or even guests. So food shopping becomes a way of showing care.
Yes, I always think about that. If someone is coming to visit, I start imagining what they might like to eat or drink, and sometimes I buy things just because I want them to feel comfortable in my home.
Food is deeply connected to hospitality and connection. Sharing food is one of the oldest social habits humans have. So buying food is not just about individual survival, it's about relationships too.
Another thing I noticed is how technology changed the experience. Now we have self-checkout machines, online grocery shopping, and delivery apps. Sometimes it's faster, but sometimes it feels less human.
I feel the same. Self-checkout is efficient, but sometimes I miss small conversations with cashiers. Those small interactions make the experience feel more human and less mechanical.
Yes, those small moments can actually change your mood. A simple smile or a short conversation can make your day feel lighter. It reminds you that daily life is not only about tasks, but also about connection.
And maybe that is one of the most interesting things about daily routines. They seem small and repetitive, but they are full of meaning if you pay attention to them.
That makes me think about something important. Maybe the real question is not just what we buy when we go grocery shopping. Maybe the real question is what those choices say about us.
That is a very deep question, because our food choices reflect habits, emotions, priorities, and even identity. Food is one of the most personal things in daily life.
And maybe paying attention to these small daily experiences helps us understand ourselves better. Even something as simple as buying food can teach us about our emotions, impulses, and routines.
And maybe next time we go shopping, we will notice more details. Not just what we are buying, but why we are buying it.
Something else I started noticing is how mood changes what you buy. There are days when I go shopping feeling calm and organized, and I choose vegetables, fruits, ingredients to cook. But on stressful days, I automatically move towards snacks, frozen meals, and comfort food. It's almost like my emotional state is guiding my shopping cart without me fully realizing it in the moment.
I think that happens because food is one of the fastest ways to change how we feel. When life feels overwhelming, people often look for something that gives quick comfort, and food is easily available. The problem is not the food itself, but when it becomes the main tool to deal with emotions instead of just nourishment.
That makes me think about routines. When I shop with a routine, like going on the same day, after eating, with a list, everything feels easier. But when I go randomly, without preparation, I feel more influenced by promotions, smells, and even music playing in the store.
Music is actually another interesting detail. Stores often play music that makes people walk slower or stay longer. When people stay longer, they see more products, and that increases the chances of buying things they didn't plan to buy.
It is fascinating how many small, invisible factors affect something we think is a simple decision. It makes me wonder how many of our daily choices are really conscious, and how many are just influenced by environment and emotions.
And maybe that is why reflecting about daily routines is so important. When you start observing small habits, you gain more control over them. Not to become perfect, but to become more aware.
Awareness changes everything. When you understand why you do something, you can decide if you want to continue doing it or change it slowly over time. And I think food shopping is a perfect example of how small daily actions reveal bigger patterns in our lives.
There is something that happens after the first shock passes.
Yes, after the confusion, after the fear, after the questions.
A quieter moment.
A moment where you realize life is waiting for your response.
Not your explanation.
Not your excuses.
Your response.
And that's where growth truly begins.
Because until that moment, everything feels external.
The problem, the loss, the pressure.
But eventually, the focus turns inward.
You start asking different questions.
Not, why is this happening to me?
But what am I going to do with this?
That shift changes everything.
It's the difference between being a victim of circumstances,
Becoming an active participant in your own life.
but that shift doesn't feel empowering at first,
It feels scary.
because responsibility is scary.
It removes the comfort of blaming.
And it removes the illusion that someone else will save you.
When life forces you to grow, it takes away the shortcuts.
No more avoiding.
No more postponing.
No more pretending.
You are face to face with yourself.
And many people don't like what they see at first.
Because growth reveals habits,
Patterns.
emotional reactions you never questioned before,
Ways of coping that once protected you.
but now limit you.
This is where many people try to escape again.
They distract themselves.
They stay busy.
They numb the discomfort.
But growth doesn't stop knocking.
It waits
And eventually, it gets louder.
until you can't ignore it anymore.
One of the most uncomfortable lessons during growth is realizing,
That some pain was self-created,
not intentionally,
but through repetition,
through silence.
through staying where you knew you didn't belong,
That realization hurts,
because it removes innocence.
but it also gives you power.
Because if you participated in creating it,
You can participate in changing it,
this is where emotional maturity develops,
not by avoiding feelings,
but by learning to sit with them,
to listen instead of react.
to pause instead of explode.
That pause is powerful.
It creates space between emotion and action.
And inside that space, you find choice.
Choice is what many people lack when life feels overwhelming.
They feel trapped.
But often they are trapped in patterns, not circumstances,
Growth reveals those patterns slowly,
through repetition,
through discomfort.
through moments where you ask yourself hard questions,
Like, why do I keep ending up here?
or why do I keep reacting the same way?
Those questions don't have quick answers.
And that's okay.
Growth is not about speed,
It's about honesty,
honesty with yourself,
about what you want,
about what you tolerate.
about what you fear.
Fear plays a huge role in resistance to growth.
Fear of failure,
Fear of judgment.
fear of being alone,
Sometimes even fear of success.
because success demands consistency.
And consistency requires discipline.
Life doesn't force you to grow gently.
It removes comfort first.
That's why growth often follows loss,
Loss of a job,
loss of a relationship,
loss of certainty.
and with loss comes grief.
Grief is often misunderstood,
People think it only belongs to death,
but we grieve versions of ourselves too.
dreams we had,
Paths we imagined.
people we thought we would be.
Ignoring grief doesn't make you strong,
It makes growth harder,
because grief needs acknowledgement,
not solutions,
not motivation.
presence.
When you allow yourself to grieve, something softens.
Resistance decreases,
Acceptance grows.
and acceptance is the ground where clarity appears,
Clarity about what matters now.
not what mattered before.
Growth often changes priorities,
What once felt urgent becomes irrelevant,
and what you ignored becomes essential.
like health,
Boundaries.
inner peace,
You start valuing depth over noise,
truth over approval.
alignment over comfort,
That shift is subtle.
but powerful.
You stop forcing yourself into spaces that drain you,
And you stop explaining yourself excessively.
because growth builds self-trust,
You begin to trust your intuition again,
not because it's perfect.
but because you listen to it.
Another sign of growth is patience.
Patience with the process,
Patience with yourself.
patience with others,
You stop expecting immediate answers.
and start allowing understanding to unfold.
Growth slows you down in a healthy way,
It makes you more present,
more grounded.
more aware.
Eventually, the moment that once felt like punishment,
Starts to feel like redirection,
not because it was pleasant,
but because it was necessary.
you realize that without that pressure,
You would have stayed the same.
and staying the same would have slowly broken you.
Growth protects you in ways comfort never could.
That realization changes how you see challenges
They stop feeling personal,
and start feeling purposeful.
like invitations to evolve.
Life doesn't force growth to punish you
It forces growth to save you
from stagnation,
from disconnection.
from living a life that doesn't reflect who you are becoming.
If you are listening right now and everything feels heavy,
If you feel like life is pushing you into change,
pause for a moment
breathe.
and ask yourself one honest question.
What is this moment trying to teach me?
Not, how do I escape this?
But how do I grow through this?
That question won't make things easy,
But it will make them meaningful.
and meaning gives strength.
If this conversation resonated with you,
If it helped you reflect while practicing your English,
subscribe to Daily Voices Podcast
we create conversations that help you learn English naturally.
while exploring real emotions in real life.
Thank you for being here.
And remember,
The moment life forces you to grow,
is often the moment you step closer to who you truly are.